Did you know that our value system, if we live congruently with it, can lead to a very fulfilling life? That makes perfect sense. But if we don't know our true values, if we accept other people's values, and if we accept society's values and what they place upon us, and we try to live discongruently within our own inherent value system, it could be the biggest source of distress and stress in our lives. And so really knowing and understanding the role of values in our life and in our decision making and in our actions is vital for not only just our mental health, but our overall health in general. So my name is Dr. Darby Campbell, and I'm just going to go over some tools that I've been fortunate enough to learn along the way about values and how I've incorporated into my life, and that you can do the same, and so we can both benefit together. So like I said, all of this centers around what we value. And we have to recognize that not everybody values the same things, and that is actually okay. If we all were the same person, we all valued the same things, we'd all live the same life, and we wouldn't really be needed because there would be a bunch of replicas of us. And so as we are all unique individuals, we all have a unique value system. And knowing and understanding that is important, because recognizing that there's other people that have maybe a higher value on family or a higher value on business than you do. And that's totally okay, because again, they're different from you. They have a different life from you. But when it comes to our personal value system, we want to know and understand it so that we can set our goals and our kind of directives and make decisions with our kind of how we're going to move forward and motor through life congruently with that. Because if we don't do that, say we have an inherent high goal on family, but we set a high financial goal, but we don't link our financial goals with our family, and we just try to be really disciplined to do these certain things, but we always keep defaulting back to our highest value of family. And so in that case, this goal that you set is now just a source of stress in your life. The likelihood of you getting it is actually very, very low. And you also get that disappointment as a result of not getting it and having to really struggle and be excessively disciplined to try to get any forward traction, and it just creates a lot of strain in your life. And so this is a huge source of stress and burden in our overall health. And so how can we minimize that? Well, it starts first off by knowing our own values, what they really are. Because sometimes we just accept what other people tell us. Oh, society tells us I should value my job. Society tells me I should value my family. Society tells me I should value my fitness. When in reality, these are all good things, but each individual is going to have varying levels of value in these items. And so we want to recognize what are our highest values. So the questions that we're going to go over today, I'm going to point you to a resource, by the way. It's called the DeMartini Value Determination. So DeMartini. If you just Google, If you just Google DeMartini values, this will come up. I'm going to go over these questions that he asked in his value kind of determination quiz. It's a free little thing on his website. It's really, really cool. He has a ton of great content. I highly recommend it, by the way. But the life that we're living today is the result of our value systems. And so if we just take a careful look at it, we can very easily determine what our values are. And then if we stay congruent with that, then we'll more likely be able to see positive change. And so I'm just going to take you through a series of questions. How do you fill your space? What do you keep close to you? When you move into a new space, when you buy a new car, when you get a new desk at work, when you're moving house or apartments, like what is the first thing you unpack? What are the things that you always take with you? And so these things are going to be filled with sometimes items, but we want to determine what is the category, what is the symbolism, what does that represent in your life? For example, if you are walking around with your wallet all the time, and when you open your wallet, you see a picture of your family, that's not just a picture and it's not just your wallet, that's representing you're always carrying your family with you. And so that's how you kind of want to go through these. The next one is, what do you fill your time with? What do you consistently have room for in your schedule? What do you always make time for? Is it fitness? Is it business? Is it personal development? You can kind of list these things, and again, try to put them in categories. What gives you the most energy? What does no one have to wake you up in the morning to do? Is that working out? Is that spending time with your kids? Is that working on that next business project? Is that figuring out your next investment strategy? Where do you spend your money? What do you always find room in your kind of budget for? Is it fitness? Is it family? What is that for you? And then just kind of rank these 1, 2, 3. Okay, all these things are ranked 1, 2, 3. What do you think about most? If you have a quiet moment in your day, where does your mind go? What do you internally dialogue about? What are you dwelling upon? What are you working through? What are you kind of talking and brainstorming with in your brain? And then what do you talk about socially? If you're introducing yourself to a stranger and you have the opportunity to drive conversation, where does it land? When you're talking with your mom on the phone at the end of the day, or your dad, where does the conversation go? What do you frequently talk about with your friends and with your family? And then where are you organized? So even though some people aren't quote unquote organized, they will usually have organization in areas of their life that they have a high value on. A stereotypical example would be a high school kid who loves to play video games. His room is a mess, backpack, homework, all disordered. But if you look at his stack of video games, they're all neatly stacked and maybe even alphabetically ordered, or he always puts the video games back in the cassette well. So that is showing where he has a high order in his life, and that is revealing his high values. And so where do you keep organization? Is it with your budget and your finances? Is it with your schedule that allows you to be fit? Is it with organizing your kids and all their routines? What is that for you? And then where are you most reliable? Where can you be counted upon to act? So, hey, you're my go-to person. If I have a family struggle, I'm going to come to you and talk to you about it, because you always kind of know the answers here, and you're very reliable. And if you say you're going to do something to help me out in this area, you're always going to be able to be made available, because you love to help people with that certain area. Okay? And so where are you disciplined? Where do you not, where people are like, they're asking you to do stuff and they don't have to follow up, you're going to do it? Where is that area in your life? And then what do you imagine about? What do you dream about? What inspires you most? And then where do you set consistent long-term goals? So is it family? Is it fitness? Is it travel? Is it all kinds of stuff? And then what do you love to learn about? What do you always like to study? Like, what magazine, what trade journals do you get? Are you always in the Bible? What do you love to learn about? And so these are questions you can ask yourselves, and I recommend you go to his website because he has it digitally, and it's much easier. But this can then give you the tools and the awareness of realizing what your actual values are, not what society tells your values should be. And then when you live according to your actual highest values, and you do day-to-day actions that move you closer to those and bring more of those in your life, you're more likely to move in the right direction, and with a positive drive and kind of energy and enthusiasm towards that. Versus if we set goals and expectations outside of these intrinsic values, we're not going to have that same level of motivation and discipline to move towards those. And so actually when we accept those into our life, saying that we're going to do this, but then we don't have the drive to do it, it becomes a source of discouragement, a source of stress, a source of burden. And so we want to minimize those. But then just to give you a tool on if that's the case for you, say you do have a high value on, let's erase that. Say you do have a high value on family. Okay? But you know that you need to improve your health and fitness. Okay? You know that if you don't do that, there's going to be drastic consequences for you. But you don't have a high value in health and fitness, and that's a result of why your health has declined, by the way. But we need to value our health because that's what gives us the ability to do everything. And so I have people that come and see me with health problems that are a result of neglect because health is outside of their value system. But how we can help them and how we can help you get better is we can link their health with their family. And so if you say you are this person, you have a high value on family, you really love spending time with your kids, you like creating projects for them, raising them, you always have time for your spouse to go on dates, but you're always kind of self-sacrificing yourself and your health has declined and we're not quite as fit anymore, and now you're getting pain, your fitness has gone down, maybe you're getting headaches, or maybe you're getting disease. So what we need to do is we need to tie your health goals to your ability to serve your family. And so how we do that is, if you were healthier, how would that help you serve your family? So say you had headaches. If those headaches were gone, how would that help you with your family? Would that give you more energy at the end of the day and throughout the day, more attention to give them, less distraction maybe? Maybe you could be more productive with your time that you have both with and apart from them, so that way your time with your kids is more fruitful. Say you have a little back pain, maybe you can't get down and play with your kids anymore on the floor. What would it feel like to get that ability back? So this is the questions you need to go through if you have a high value on anything, but you need to link a value to it. I call that value linking, or DeMartini would call it value linking. And so if you have a high value on family, but we need to change your health, we need to link those together. And so you have to list off at least 20 benefits of how this benefits your family. And so just let your imagination run wild and see where you can go with this, because then once you get enough links here, pursuing your health goals will actually be much, much easier, and it won't be a source of distress. It'll be a source of eustress, and you'll find that challenge exciting and invigorating, and you'll be able to pursue it and adapt to it and get stronger. That way your health is improved and your family life is improved, and your whole life is now elevated as a result. So I look forward to serving you in the future, and then hopefully you found this video on values and value linking helpful. Please share this information with as many people as you can, or people that you know would benefit from it, because this is a very common source of discouragement and stress for a lot of people. And if we can help them realize this, we can sometimes help them realize their true health and life potential.